Many years ago, deep within a dense and forgotten forest, stood an ancient moss-covered stone mansion. It was said that the mansion was haunted by the ghost of the woman in white. Local residents avoided the area as if it were a plague, and sinister stories echoed through neighboring villages. The legend spoke of the woman in white as a tormented spirit seeking revenge for an ancient and unknown tragedy. Those curious enough to venture into the mansion were never seen again, fueling the fear surrounding it. One day, a fearless young man named Miguel, fascinated by supernatural mysteries, decided to investigate the truth behind the woman in white's ghost. Equipped with a lantern and a heart full of courage, he entered through the rusty gates of the mansion. The interior was immersed in darkness and silence. Miguel cautiously advanced through dusty corridors, where faded portraits of an unknown family hung crookedly on the walls. The air was heavy, as if each shadow held a dark secret. Suddenly, a sharp noise echoed through the rooms, causing Miguel's heart to race. He quickly turned, his lantern trembling, upon a pale figure at the end of the hallway. It was her, the woman in white. Her eyes were hollow, her expression a mix of sadness and anger. Miguel swallowed hard but resisted the urge to flee. With a soft and unsettling voice, the woman in white whispered his name as if she knew his deepest thoughts. Intrigued and terrified, Miguel asked who she was and why she haunted that place. The woman in white told him a story of lost love and betrayal, of a cruel fate that had imprisoned her within those dark walls. As she spoke, shadows danced around her, and the wind moaned through the window crevices. Miguel felt the weight of tragedy looming over him. He knew the woman in white sought not revenge against the living but redemption, freedom from her spectral prison. Miguel promised to help her, delving deeper into the mansion's darkness in search of answers. But the more he uncovered, the more entangled he became in ancient and dangerous mysteries. With each step, he realized the line between the living and the dead was becoming blurred. Yet, the true nature of the woman in white remained concealed in the mansion's shadows. And Miguel realized too late that in trying to unravel the mystery, he could become another victim ensnared by the sinister past the woman in white held. As the night crept slowly forward, Miguel explored the mansion's dark corners. Each room hid secrets long buried, and the woman in white's unsettling presence seemed to guide him through a labyrinth of pain and betrayal. During his investigation, Miguel discovered old letters hidden in a dusty drawer. They were passionate correspondences between a young couple, signed by a woman named Elena. As he read, Miguel felt the connection between the letters and the ghostly presence that surrounded him. The truth began to unfold before him. Elena, the woman in white, was a tormented soul by a love story interrupted by betrayal and premature death. Her spirit became trapped in the mansion, seeking justice for an unjust fate. Miguel felt a mixture of compassion and determination. He knew he could not abandon Elena to her lonely fate. With renewed courage, he delved further into the investigation, uncovering dark secrets buried for generations. As Miguel approached the truth, inexplicable events began to unfold around him. Shadows danced on the walls, objects moved on their own, and whispered laughter filled the night air. Yet, he persisted, fueled by hope to free Elena and bring peace to the haunted mansion. One night, while exploring the basement, Miguel discovered an old diary hidden beneath loose boards. The diary belonged to a family ancestor who had inhabited the mansion centuries ago. In it, Miguel found disturbing accounts of a tragedy involving Elena and her beloved, betrayed by a greedy relative seeking power and wealth. As Miguel read, a spectral shadow appeared before him. It was Elena, paler and more anguished than ever. She looked into Miguel's eyes, conveying gratitude and sadness in a single glance. Miguel finally understood the true extent of Elena's suffering and vowed to set her free. But as he prepared to reveal the key to breaking the curse, a malevolent presence began to manifest in the mansion. Ancestral shadows awakened, determined to protect their secrets at all costs. Now, Miguel finds himself in a race against time, struggling to unravel the mystery and confront forces beyond human understanding. As the night drags on, the truth awaits in the darkness, and the fate of Miguel and Elena is about to be decided by the ominous events that permeate the mansion haunted by the woman in white. Driven by a mix of courage and determination, Miguel faced the ancestral shadows rising to protect the mansion's secrets. Armed with knowledge of the past, he discovered an ancient liberation ritual that could break Elena's bond with the land of the living. Under the cover of night, Miguel performed the ritual at the heart of the mansion. Candles flickered as ancestral words whispered through the air. Elena's presence intensified, as if she were breaking free from centuries-old chains. But as the ritual progressed, the surrounding shadows stirred with uncontrollable fury. An evil force emerged, desiring to keep Elena imprisoned forever. The mansion trembled with the battle between light and darkness. Miguel felt his own courage waver, but Elena's determined gaze spurred him on. With one final effort, he completed the ritual, invoking a burst of light that dispersed the shadows. When the light faded, Miguel found himself alone in the mansion. Elena's presence vanished. He wondered if he had succeeded or if it had all been a trick of his mind. Venturing through the empty corridors, Miguel discovered one last sign of Elena, a white rose, a symbol of peace and redemption. He realized that although he could not see Elena again, his mission was accomplished. As Miguel emerged from the mansion, the rising sun dissipated the last shadows of the night. The legend of the woman in white seemed to have come to an end, but Miguel knew his journey into the true nature of the supernatural was just beginning. Years passed since that fateful night, but the mansion remained silent, shrouded in mystery. Miguel, now a scholar of the occult, continued to seek answers, knowing that the world holds much more than meets the eye. Meanwhile, the white rose remained a reminder of the courage and compassion that guided Miguel in his encounter with the supernatural. And though Elena had departed, her story echoed within the walls of the ancient mansion, an ethereal reminder of lost love and a redeemed soul.